And we are live, folks. Welcome to our designer game series on Tabletopia, the digital platform for board games. I'm your host, David from Sit Down Standard, and I'm joined by Daniel of Board Game Circus to play Roots of Mali digitally on the Tabletopia service. How are you today, sir?
I'm great, thanks. Welcome, everyone.
So, the game is a two-player abstract strategy game where players are going to take on the role of a forest tribe, and they have various characters which will be represented by the dice here. In order to win, each player is going to, well, we'll be attempting to outwit each other and defeat our opponent through strategic use of movement and special attacks. And the first player to reach 10 victory points wins. The game is actually very straightforward, very easy to learn. But since I have Daniel here from Board Game Circus, I will have him give you a quick rundown of the full gameplay, our objectives, and just kind of the general overall feel of the game. So take it away, sir.
Okay, so I'm starting with the basic things you can do in the game. All right, I'm putting one of the dice here. So when it's your turn, you can choose between several options. You can move your dice, and the basic movement is one space horizontally or vertically. The second option you have is you can attack another die. For that, you need a higher number than the die you want to attack. In this case, you would use the 4 to attack the 1. Obviously, not attacking your own die, but this is just to show how it works. So attacks also work horizontally or vertically to the adjacent field. Oh yeah, and if anything that I'm saying sounds weird, I'm from Germany and not a native speaker, so please bear with me.
Yeah, no worries. You're doing great so far.
The third option you have is using a special ability. I will go through special abilities in a second. Let's start with the number 1 again with the golden fruit. The golden fruit special ability is to split one golden fruit into 2 golden fruits. You do this by placing 2 golden fruits horizontally or vertically adjacent to the one here and remove that. And now you have made 2 golden fruits from 1. This is using a special ability. And we'll go through all special abilities of the various characters in a second. Yes, and that's basically it. Attacking, moving, using a special ability, and you can upgrade a creature. So you do this by upgrading your die to the next higher number. And now the golden fruit became a sprout. And you can make a torch bearer from the sprout, etc. Attack, movement, cast spell, use special ability, and upgrading are the basic options. When it's your turn, you pick one of these, and exactly one, and then you do this, and it's the opponent's turn after that. So maybe we just talk about the special abilities for a second. I explained this one already. The golden fruit cannot move itself, so wherever it's placed, it stays. Oh, is that correct? Yeah, it cannot move. That's right. The golden fruit cannot move, but it can split itself into 2 other golden fruits. I showed that already.
Mm-hmm.
If an opponent defeats a golden fruit like that, oof, he doesn't gain victory points. Usually you gain victory points according to the number of the power level of the creature. So if you defeat a 2, you get 2 victory points. If you defeat a 3, you get 3 victory points. But if you defeat a golden fruit, you do not receive this 1 victory point. And the golden fruit goes back into the reserve of the player, who's the owner. Every other creature that is defeated goes into the reserve, out of the game. That's the bag. So the special ability of the golden fruit is splitting itself into 2 golden fruits, and that it can't move, and you don't get victory points if you defeat it. Next up is the sprout. This creature can move either 1 space horizontally or vertically, or 2 spaces. So it's a little faster than the other creatures.
Okay.
If you decide to move just 1 space, you have to put a golden fruit behind your creature. So whenever you go slow, like just 1 space, you drop golden fruits behind yourself, like this. This will become interesting when you know what the golden fruit's real strength is. If another player wants to defeat a sprout, this player has to put 2 dice from his reserve into the exile. So you have to pay 2 dice to attack a sprout. If you can't pay because you don't have the dice, you can attack anyway, but as long as you have dice, you have to sacrifice 2 dice to attack a sprout. So this is like a protection for a sprout, and that's a special ability that's called tenacity. The next creature is number 3, the Torchbearer. And the Torchbearer can perform an attack leaping over own creatures of numbers 1, 2, or 6, like this. So if you have, for example, this golden fruit here, I can leap over my own characters and attack your golden fruit right here. I wouldn't be able to do it with my golden fruit because my golden fruit can't move and a 1 can't beat a 1, but this Torchbearer can leap over my creatures and attack you right here. After that, my own creatures go back into the reserve.
Okay, so any creatures that you leap over will go back into the reserve, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
You're not really losing them because you don't have to put them in the exile. They get back to the reserve. Maybe you want to use that to get rid of characters you don't want to have on the field anymore. Mm-hmm. And obviously you can use it for like a jumping attack. So next up is this lady, the Protectress of the Woods. Whenever you have protectors on the board, you gain trigger points. These are the trigger points, and by the way, these are the victory points. You gain trigger points equal to the number of protectresses you have on the field. So next turn, if I have 2 on my board, I get 2 more. And if I have another one, this sums up. Mm-hmm. As long as I have protectresses on the field. Because when you beat them, or if I upgrade them, for example, like this, and I have none on the field, I lose all my trigger points. So these are temporary. And I will show you what good these trigger points do. So let's assume I have her on the field. I have like 4 trigger points. I have a golden fruit on the board. Now I pay 1 die and put it in the exile. It's like my payment. For now, I just put it here. It's easy to get it back. I pay 1 die. That's a sacrifice. And then I can cast a spell that's Breath of Life. And I can use any number of available trigger points to upgrade this golden fruit accordingly. So let's say I spend 1, 2, 3, 4 trigger points. I can upgrade this by 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it's a Shadowrunner. So during the game, with Protectresses out on the field, you will collect trigger points, and you will use these to upgrade the golden fruits you have out on the board. And now you know what the real power of golden fruits is. Because, like I told you, these golden fruits are dropped by sprouts, for example. Whenever a sprout moves just 1 space, he drops a golden fruit. And these golden fruits then can be upgraded if you have a Protectress on the field and collected trigger points. This sounds a bit complicated right now, I guess, and it's definitely where the depth comes into the play, because basic movement like attack, move, upgrading, and casting spell is pretty easy, but there's a lot to it if you use all the creature features.
Understood. Yeah, so you got easy to learn, difficult to master. Like it.
That's right. So another thing that the Protectress can do is if you have a golden fruit on the field, you can jump on it. And this will it's called symbiosis. And these 2, the 4 and the 1, will then become a 5. Like this. So whenever a Protectress jumps on a golden fruit, she becomes a 5.
Very cool.
Yeah, and the golden fruit goes back to the reserve, the one that you jumped on. You gotta note that as soon as you do this and you have no more protectors on the field, you will obviously lose your trigger points if you had any trigger points left, because this happens when no protectors is out. And finally, there's the Shadow Walker. This guy can move out sideways of the board and back in on the other side like this, once per turn.
Very cool.
So you can either move like the basic movement allows, one space, or move out the board and back in on the other side. This only works sideways, so you cannot move out down here and up in here. If you move out sideways and jump back in on the other side, you're allowed to do another basic move. So once you've done this, you can still walk one field horizontally or vertically, like the basic movement allows. Yeah, and this Shadowrunner can also move or attack leaping over one own Shadowrunner like this.
Does that require the one that was jumped over to go back to the reserve?
No.
Okay.
It just stays where it is. And you can combine both special abilities. You can combine, we call it secret pathway. You can combine that. Move out, jumping over your own Shadow Walker, back in on this side, and destroy the golden fruit.
Gotcha. Cool.
But unfortunately, you won't get victory points, because the golden fruit doesn't reward you victory points. So yeah, the Shadow Walker runner is a pretty quick creature. And the Mali, which is the strongest creature, beats every other creatures of numbers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you gain one virtual victory point for each Mali that is in your opponent's zone. Oh yeah, we should explain zones. We have these marks on the side, +1, +2, +3. Whenever I defeat an opposing creature in his area, I'm rewarded a field bonus. So if my Mali destroys this torchbearer, this will give me 3 points for the torchbearer, +1 because I defeated it in your zone, and this line here rewards +1, and the closer I am on your side, the more bonus points I will get for defeating a creature. Each Mali, I said, is giving you one virtual victory point. So what is that? Virtual victory points are not marked on your track. But let's say you have like 8 victory points. No, let's say like you have 7. That's better. You have 7 victory points. And here you have, for example, Shadowrunner. In your next move, you upgrade your creature by 1, because you can do that. It's a basic action. I upgrade it, and now I have 2 Malis. 2 Malis give me 2 virtual victory points, 2 + 7, and I'm already at 9 virtually, you know. Mm-hmm. Sorry, my example was bad, because I should have been at 8. So if I was at 8 victory points, and the moment I turned this die, which rewards me another virtual victory points, I had 8 + 2 for this one, and I was at 10, and I had 1. You always have to keep that in mind. The Mali gives virtual victory points, and they count towards the goal of 10 points, but they're not marked on this track.
Understood. So if you can get close enough, then that's the way to maybe win it. Got it.
Yeah, that is important, because you may ask, why isn't this marked on the victory track? But you can lose a Mali, and someone can beat a Mali, and in that case, these virtual victory points, they are gone. They're not on your victory point record. So, and how can you lose a Mali? There's one creature that can beat the 6, and that's the Torchbearer. A 3 can always beat a 6, like that. Basic movement, attack from 3 to 6, and the 6 is gone. All right, that's basically it. And I think while we're playing, I can give hints or whatever, and
Sounds good. I might
Yeah,
need it. No, no, no.
and I'm not a pro either, so yeah, some other people's like the authors and the people from the fan club and the gaming clubs that already played the predecessor, Light of Dragons. They're really into it, and they play all the strategic and tactical moves. But we're
That's
trying
cool
to
that
do
you
it
can play it
quickly.
casually and you can kind of play it, have a lot of depth to it. It's just like any good, abstract strategy game. You're going to be able to kind of have two different routes of playing. Okay, so how do we start? Do you want to go ahead and go first, or do we set up the board in a particular way, or?
We can do it like the manual says. So you roll a die, and the one with a higher number starts. So I rolled a 5,
All right. I rolled a
and you
6.
rolled a 6. So you go first. So what you're doing now is you're starting to put creatures in your green area here, and you start with 1 die, and then it's me 1 die, then it's you 1 die, then it's me 1 die, until each of us has a total of 10 in its board. So if you take a Mali and if you take a Protectress, you already have like 10 victory, not victory points, like 10 power levels.
Okay, so I'll do this.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. It's actually what I want to do too, but then I'm doing something else just for fun, like this.
Okay, and then I'm gonna do that.
Okay. I'm going to put my sprout right here.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and go with put them in the middle. I'm at 6 total
Yeah.
at this point.
I'm placing another sprout right here. Okay, so and I think it's another sprout for me. Let's try this like that.
All
Okay,
right.
so now we're both at 10, is that correct?
I'm at
6, 7,
8,
8, 9.
so I've got one more. I think I can go right.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do another route. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So we're good.
Okay, since you wrote the higher number, you're doing the opening move.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and move just one spot with my sprout, which means he's gonna drop a golden fruit.
Exactly. I'm going to move 2 with this one.
All right. At this point, I'm also going to move 2 with that guy, my other sprout.
Okay, I'll do the same here.
Now, when you defeat a die, you have to essentially land on top of it. You can all of them can mostly move orthogonally, but it has to be a higher number than the number you're jumping on, with the exception of the 3 can jump on a 6.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So at this point, the 3 can jump over 1s and 2s, but it can only move up one spot if it's not jumping over anything.
Exactly.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll move the torchbearer up.
Okay, so I'm moving. Oh, sorry, there's a camera. I'm moving this one, and now, since I only moved one space, I'll drop a golden fruit right behind me.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and.
Oh,
go
wait
ahead.
a second.
Sure.
We've made a mistake, and actually this happens easily if you're talking and if you're not into the game that much. Each round you're getting one trigger point for each of these you have on the field. So you have none, but this is like the third move, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have 3 trigger points out here.
Gotcha. Okay. I am going to go ahead and split this. And this goes back to my reserve when it splits, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
And you can only split if you have the space horizontally or vertically. This was okay right now what you did, just saying it because you can't split if there isn't the room for it.
So yeah, for instance, the other one that I have here couldn't split to the right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we got some questions on Twitch, and maybe Adrian, who's the designer of the game, can chime in, and he's listening to us right now, I think. So, Adrian, if you're hearing us, you can answer questions on Twitch in the chat window. That would be nice. Okay, back to the game. You split. I'm going to move one more. Oh, yeah. What I'm doing now is, because I have one Protectress out on the field, I'm getting one more trigger point. And now I'm moving once more, and this will drop another golden fruit right here.
All right. I am going to move forward with this and then drop a golden fruit.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, it's my turn. I have this Protectress out, so I'm receiving one more virtual trigger point. Not virtual, just trigger point. And I'm using these right now. So I have to sacrifice a die, and I'm sacrificing this die. Plop. And now I can upgrade a golden fruit as high as I want, as long as I have the trigger points for it. And I'm upgrading this golden fruit to a Mali. And for that I need 5 trigger points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can upgrade this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and there's my Mali. Oh, here we go.
All right. So that's using her special ability, so that your turn is over for that, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Because you only have one action you can perform.
All right. I am going to... I'm going to move here.
All right.
And then that will place a golden fruit right there.
Yes. And I will destroy this golden fruit with my Mali, so it goes back into a reserve. I don't receive any victory points for that.
All right. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I'm gonna.
Oh, and I got 1 victory point for the Protectors. This is something that's easy to forget, and like I said, I'm not a pro. If you're a pro, you're probably doing this at the beginning of your turn while you're sleeping, but with Skype and everything opened,
No
I'm a little
worries.
distracted. Yeah.
No worries. No worries. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna upgrade this Sprout to a Torchbearer. So he'll go from a 2 to a 3. So that's my turn.
Okay. Now I'm a little trapped here.
Now, when you captured in the last example, you had captured my golden fruit, which obviously doesn't award any victory points, but you did so on my side of the board. Did that reward you any victory points, or is it that you have to capture a different type of character?
Capturing a golden fruit doesn't reward you victory points.
Okay, regardless of its position on the board. Gotcha.
I just did that because I wanted to get rid of it, because I didn't want you to have lots of golden fruits to upgrade. But
Right.
that was a bad move, because you don't have a Protectress out on the field, and yeah, now I'm pretty trapped. So I'm thinking of destroying your Torchbearer right here, because that would at least reward me the 3 plus 1. But it's not a good thing to do. I don't want to run away either, because you're probably coming after me. So let's just do this. Yeah, okay. This is like a casual game. I'm beating this die into the reserve, and now I'm rewarded 3 for the die plus 1, which is the field bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 4 victory points now.
All right. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and use my Torchbearer to destroy the Molly.
Yeah.
So that goes into exile, correct?
That's right.
And then I don't get the field bonus because it's on my side, but I do get the
Exactly.
I do get the
You get a total of 6 victory points. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was pretty bad. I should have, what I should have done was probably upgrading maybe to a Shadow Runner. and not to a Mali, because the Shadowrunner couldn't be beaten by the 3 that you had there.
Right.
And with the Shadowrunner, I would have been faster and could have leaped over the side. But anyway, so now I have to upgrade this one, and I hope this won't end up in an upgrading orgy.
You do get the trigger. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so now it's my turn. Let's see. I am going to. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to upgrade this to a. Is it a protectress?
Yes, protectress.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm going to do that. My turn.
Yeah. Okay. For now. I'm moving sideways.
You also get the trigger point.
That's right.
Okay. I had given it to you. Sorry, I had moved it for you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No worries. All right, so now it's my turn. So, because I now have a protectress out, I will get 1 trigger point, and then I'm going to upgrade this to a.
Okay. So I'm receiving this trigger point now because it's my turn. I have this protectress out here, and I'm upgrading this golden fruit to a... No, am I going to doing this? No, I want another protectress. So I'm flipping this die to the side of a 4.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see. What do I want to do? I kind of like the idea of just having a lot of dice. So I'm going to take this. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I am going to upgrade. Well, I get 1 trigger point. And I am going to use those 2. I'm going to use the Protectress's special ability. I'm going to use her 2 points. And I am going to upgrade this Sprout to another Protectress.
Yeah. I got to confess something.
Uh-oh.
We made a mistake.
Okay.
In the first time I upgraded my golden fruit, we did it actually correct, because you have to sacrifice a die if you use the spell to upgrade a creature. So this time and the time before, you didn't sacrifice a die. It's actually pretty expensive because you're getting rid of dice pretty fast that way.
Oh, okay. So every time I upgrade... okay, gotcha. So each time I upgrade a character, I'll need to sacrifice a dice.
That's right.
Okay. So in that case, I
have to tell the audience that there's a character in the predecessor in Light of Dragons, which is a pretty similar game. You can combine both, and then you have 2 several folks. And in Light of Dragons, there's a character that allows you to upgrade other characters without sacrificing a die. And to be honest, I'm pretty good in Light of Dragons, but since Root of Mali is new, I'm not that firm into it, and all these mistakes slip in. Yeah. So you have to sacrifice a die. That's right.
Okay.
Now it's my turn. I receive these 2 trigger points this time because I have 2 protectresses out on the field. And now that we know that it is expensive to upgrade a die, we're going to be a little more careful with it, I think.
For sure.
Okay, so let's sacrifice a die, then we're even, and upgrade this to a... And I'm going for a Mali again. Let's try going for Mali again. So this costs me 5 trigger points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's my turn.
Okay. So now that I have 2 Protectress out on the field, I'll get 2 trigger points. I am going to go ahead and... What do I want to do? So if I upgrade any of my dice up 1 level, I'll have to lose a dice, or is it just when the Protectress does her trigger ability?
Exactly. The standard action doesn't require you to put a dice into the exile. You can upgrade by 1. So increase any die by 1, and that's a free action. Only if you use the special ability Breath of Life that allows you to upgrade several steps at one time. You have to sacrifice 1 die for that.
Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna move this up 2 spots.
Okay. So I received 2. I think you forgot that on your side as well.
No, I didn't. No, I did. Because
okay,
remember, yeah, last turn I had used all my trigger points, so this point I just got the 2. Yep, we're good.
Okay, I'm moving my Mali right here.
See, I like that. One of the things that you're kind of you can't really turtle. You know what I mean? You can't sit back, because if you sit back, you're gonna give the field points to the other side. So you got to kind of make moves. But in this case, I am going to. What am I gonna do? I am going to. I'm going to upgrade this to a torchbearer. Try to give myself a little bit of defense here.
Okay, and this time you definitely forgot.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
One.
Yep,
okay.
You got it.
And now it's my turn. You just said it's good to push forward, and I think that's right, because I'm trying to do the same thing. But you can play several ways. You don't have to be that offensive. It's just that I like to play offensive, and if the game ends early, then I just tend to play a second game. So you can play quick, or you can have real tough stalemates, and that probably takes a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to upgrade this one, flip it just to a Shadow Runner, sorry.
Right, I am, do I want to do? I think I am going to, I'm gonna upgrade this one to a, and I get 2 points, or 2 trigger points, but I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade that to a torchbearer.
All right. Okay, I'm moving 2 spaces ahead with this guy.
All right, and then your trigger, did you give yourself the 1 trigger point?
Oh, yeah. 2, actually. Oh, yeah, 1, because I upgraded. That's right.
All right, so I'm going to take that guy out, right? The 2?
Yes, you can do that.
Nice.
But don't forget, this costs you 2 dice.
So I'll have to...
you have to sacrifice 2 dice as long as you have dice in your reserve.
Okay. So that...
Okay, so we put him into the exile, and he's gone. 2 victory points.
Plus the field bonus of 1.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm close.
Yeah, you're close.
And and I have 2 trigger points.
Tons of trigger points, yeah. Okay. I'm going to move my Shadowrunner over here.
Okay. And then did you give yourself the 1 trigger point for the...
No.
Right.
We gotta maybe find a solution for this. Like a big reminder or whatever in the rule book, because you can easily forget this. Oh, we have reference sheets for the characters in the game, so we'll have it on the reference sheets, and you can have the reference sheet next to the playing area if you're new to the game.
For sure. Okay, so for me, I'm going to get 2 trigger points, and then I'm going to use one of the Protectress's special abilities. I'm going to use I guess it'll be 5 points to.
Mm.
I have to sacrifice 2 dice to do that, right?
One.
Oh, just one. Okay.
Yeah, just one.
And then that will allow me to turn one of these to a Molly,
Mm-hmm.
and then that acts as a victory point, right? So I'm.
No,
Nope.
because it's not in my area.
Ah.
You gotta be in my area, and it's a virtual victory point, so you don't mark it on your victory track.
Gotcha. Okay.
But if you were in my area, that's right. Then you had already won.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the area we're talking about are these 3 horizontal lines here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
If you're in this area and put your Mali in there, you will win. So the question is, what can I do now? And I'm really trapped here. So I'm going towards you, and already I have to take this one. Okay.
Okay. So I'll do. For my turn, I get the 2 trigger points, but I'm gonna essentially, like you said, I'm gonna sacrifice a die and then use 3 trigger points to turn that into a Molly, and that is on your side, right?
No.
No?
Yeah, that would be correct, but the special ability allows you only to upgrade golden fruits.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right. Let's do this then. I will. Let me put that back to that. Okay. Let me move that back up. All right. Well, I can need to get this guy over there. Okay. Let's do this then. I will. I'm gonna upgrade this one. I was at. I'll go down to 1, and I'll upgrade this up to a Molly. Okay.
Okay.
I gotta start making my way over there.
So now I'm going to move up here, and I receive one of these trigger points.
Right. 2 trigger points for me. Take that out and get. So if I do this, these 2 can combine and become a 5.
That's right.
Okay. So do I lose? I lose. Basically, this dice goes in the exile, or
back into the reserve.
Okay. And then that turns into a shadow runner.
So you know the moves better than I do, I think.
Oh, trust me, I am looking into any of this. Don't worry. It's like
But we gotta be really transparent here, because people maybe start to wonder why I'm playing that bad. But I came in late to the game, to the team of Suncor Games, and I'm running the campaign. So I'm Daniel, who's in the comments, but I'm none of the designers. And like I said, I'm used to playing Light of Dragons, but Roots of Mali is new to me too. And I was chosen doing this Twitch stream. So
there you go. There you go. Hey, listen, sometimes I luck into doing well. Most of the time, if you watch any of these, I don't ever mind winning or losing. I just enjoy the thinking process of these abstract strategy games.
yeah, but I feel really poor with my thinking right now.
No worries, no worries.
So what can I do? I mean, upgrading wouldn't make much sense right now. Oh man. So oh yeah. Yes, maybe I have an idea. I forgot to explain a thing when we went through the special abilities that could help me now. Although it's a bit, poor that I forgot to explain it. The Mali can split too. I explained the golden fruit that
Right.
can split to 2 golden fruits, and the Mali can also split into 3 sprouts. Not sure if this is of any help right now, because if I'm doing a split right here, horizontally or vertically, you will be able to defeat my sprout, and you have 1 anyway. There's nothing I can do right now. So yeah, maybe I'm just moving 1 field here because I really need more characters. And by moving 1 field, I will receive another golden fruit. And I'm not receiving any more trigger points because I am already at 10 right here.
All right. I am going to simply upgrade this to a Protectress. But before that, I would have gotten 1 point, 1 trigger point because of that. Okay.
Okay. So now I'm trying to chase you.
You found out my plan. I was just gonna sit and upgrade. All right, let's see. What am I gonna do now? All right, so I'm gonna get 2 trigger points for the 2 Protectress. And then I'm going to... Dude, I don't want to lose that. Shoot. I guess I'll move over. I'll move over 1.
Yeah, I'm still trying to catch you. So
all right. Well, let's see what I can do. I don't know if I want to just keep running away. All right. Let's see. Well, in this case, I guess I get 2 trigger points. You're just going to end up taking that, so I just need to start working on something else. Okay, so I am going to upgrade this 1. So you'll probably end up taking that 4.
Yeah, I'm taking that 4, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, you were really terrifying me with the torchbearer because I couldn't come near you, but now I will 1, 2, 3 at 4 victory points.
All right, so in this case, I'm going to move this one up 1. Oh, and nope, no more. I don't have any more trigger points, so having a bunch of trigger points and no Protectress is kind of not good.
Actually, you're losing all trigger points if
right.
you have no Protectress on the field, so you have to clear that anyway.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay, so what am I going to do now? I think I'm sacrificing a die.
That's what I figured, yeah.
And I'm going to invest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trigger points, and we'll make it Mali.
All right. Let's see. Shoot, I'm trying to think. I think at this point, I'm going to also turn this into a Mali.
Yeah. So I just walk in here.
All right. I'm going to do... It's going to be close.
Yeah, I have to lock you out. You can't get in my area.
Oh, that's no good. All right, there we go.
Okay. 1 trigger point for me. Oh yeah. I won. It's nice because I just have to upgrade this one. Almost forgot to do that. So now I have... no, it's 1. Sorry, it's just 1. Yeah, it's just 1 virtual point.
Right. I don't think I can get to you.
So I'm at 9 now, but we don't mark these because in theory you can kick out this Mali. Okay.
Right. I'm gonna have to move this one over.
Yeah, but anyway, you've lost now.
Yeah, because you're gonna move up one, right? Yeah.
Because the second I'm moving in here, I have two virtual victory points from this guy
Yep.
and from this guy, and I'm at 10. Ha! Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting how this turns around quickly because the only mistake I think you make was upgrading the torchbearer here to the protectress
Right, right.
earlier.
Well, I was thinking if I can get that one up to kind of like what you did over here with the Molly to upgrade it and get the victory point, but I should have moved further away, maybe, and then started upgrading maybe in the corner.
Yes. Honestly, I was already dead. I didn't see any chance to win this game, and I already wrote a secret message to the designer on Skype. I'm in a really terrible situation here.
No
uh,
worries. No, I really I
so,
like it. I like that it's kind of that turn of the tide. You know, you never know what's gonna happen.
yeah, that's fun. Thanks for playing. Great.
Definitely. So right now you guys have the Kickstarter campaign right now for Roots of Mali, and then you guys there's also the is it called it's Light of Dragons?
Exactly. Light of Dragons was released last year for Spiel in Essen,
Mm-hmm.
the big board gaming fair in Germany. And yeah, the guys sold a solid bunch of games. I think up to 500, and the rest of these games is now available in the campaign. It's like limited edition now. But the thing is, the campaign needs some love. We gotta be honest about it. It's like summertime and holidays over here.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people on Kickstarter, and it's an abstract game, so people gotta really love this. It's not like a family game that you purchase and you know you can play it anytime, anywhere. But actually, you can play this anywhere because it's very portable. Yeah.
Right, that's what I like about it. And me and my wife, we play a lot of games, and she's a huge fan of abstract strategy because of, you know, like I talked about the easy to play, difficult to master portion. She loves the idea of plus anything that's, you know, it's just me versus her. You know what I mean? She likes that where it's not this. You know, as much as we like cooperative games, I think she enjoys beating me. Uh, so
Yeah.
so that
Well, it's
definitely is a
just
lot of fun. I just I like that, you know, we went over the rules and, you know, after about 10-15 minutes you understand after the couple first turns you understand it, whereas you know, there's some games that take 45
yeah.
minutes just to get into it, and then there's a lot of, you know, fiddling in between turns. Here, other than the trigger points, you're good to go.
Yeah, and actually, like I said, you can play this very strategically, and then it probably takes a little bit longer. And since there's no luck involved, you really use tactics to win and build traps for your opponent. In our case, there was luck involved because we were talking, we weren't really concentrated, so mistakes happen, and that is when the little luck factor comes in, where you can probably win and sneak in a victory like I did now. And yeah, but I like that too. And we play a lot of two-player games at home because I mean, most of the time we're with the family, and my wife and I also like playing competitive. So it's yeah, it's a challenge, you know.
So right now you can it looks like on the Kickstarter I've got it pulled up here. You can pledge 33 US dollars, and that gets you a copy of the game, including all of the stretch goals that unlock. And then
That's right.
I think also you guys have a you can get a couple copies of it if you want, and then let me see what this is. You can also sign up to get a copy of the Light of Dragons as well as Roots of Mali for it looks like a $70 pledge. And you said they're interchangeable. You can kind of take the dice from the first game and put them into this game as well, right?
Exactly. Light of Dragons is a little bit more straightforward, so it's probably the easier game of both.
Mm-hmm.
But Roots of Mali is a bit faster and quicker in movement because you have the Shadowrunner, you have the Sprout that move the two fields, and the turnaround in a game like we had it here could
Mm-hmm.
happen faster with Roots of Mali. And when it really gets interesting when you play the folk from Light of Dragons against Roots of Mali, because then you have literally endless options with the several special abilities. Yeah, people can pick up the games from Spiel in Essen if they want, so they don't have to pay shipping. Then I mean, we have I think most of our backers are coming to Essen, which is nice because then we have a big hello at the booth and signing the copies of the game.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
But like I said, we need some more love. I mean, we're at 45% now, and we've still 2 weeks to go. But we're going to add overhauled group buy for people to save money in a group buy, which could be good for us to give the campaign a little boost because it's definitely worth it. And yeah.
And the cool part is if anybody is interested in backing the Kickstarter, you can also, of course, go to Tabletopia. You can play the digital version, see what you think, and then that way you can back a physical copy of the game. The dice and just the photos from the Kickstarter, the dice look amazing. But it's really cool. Like you said, you're in Germany right now, so Tabletopia, you can play with anybody across the world as long as they have an internet connection and you're ready to rock and roll. So thank you so much, Daniel, for taking the time to play with me, and best of luck with the campaign. And thanks everyone for joining us in this live stream of Roots of Mali. Until next time, bye.